Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? How's it going, Dean?
All gravy, dude. All gravy. How you kicking?
Oh man, let me tell you, it is a day here today. It is a day here today. We are celebrating. It is July 16th, and it was a pretty awesome episode of AEW last night.
It was. Sorry, I'm just still loving the hat, man.
Yeah. The little tiny straw hat here. It's we're starting the weekend early here on Thursday here. Triple D. You're watching Dynamite with Dezzie and Dean. Hope you guys had a great week here, and we had an awesome week, man. Holy smokes! Talk about great wrestling, right? Jeez.
I love this show. Yeah, loved it. Like I said, I was a bit down on last week's show. Probably a bit harshly now I think about it. I think there was a couple of segments that really pulled it down for me. But the work itself was great. But this was a good show. A really good show. I enjoyed pretty much everything on it. Bar one little blip, but yeah.
That's right. So now, as Jim Ross called it, Fighter Fest 2, I don't know, he introduced the show as Fighter Fest 2. I could be wrong. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong here. But I heard Jim Ross say Fighter Fest 2, and I thought I was watching the wrong feed. But the whole night started off here pretty big. We were watching Fight for the Fallen, for those of you who are not clued in here. And Cody putting the TNT title on the line here against Sonny Kiss. Wow, this was the grandest of entrances for Sonny, first of all. That was awesome. I thought there was really awesome back and forth, a really great effort from Sonny, but I mean, I think we all kind of knew who was going to win this match from the beginning. There was a really sick Alabama slam to Sonny on the ramp, and a crazy vertebreaker. So shout out there to Hurricane Helms. That was awesome. And then Cody with the belt. Oh, the belt's coming off. Oh no. Oh. No, not whipping this time. No, not happening. Cody argues with the ref, and the commentators are noticing it now. So the commentators are started pushing towards this whole Cody is really taking on some bad vibes here. Tully Blanchard at ringside, I think that's super great. We talked about this that they've been pushing for it. The new four horsemen here. What's going to happen? Who's it going to be? So I think by Tully being out there really added some depth to this whole thing as sort of scouting, I guess. Again, Cody wins. Not a shock at all. Oh my gosh, what a rub! What a serious rub! Oh, so grateful to Cody. It's like putting so many wrestlers over by beating them. This is such the biggest rub here for Sunny Kiss. Another hug, incredible rub. All my notes say rub. It's just big letters rub. What do you think of the first match here, the TNT Championship on the line?
Yeah, I liked this. Like I said, never a doubt who were going to win, but I liked it. It had a quite interesting story in the fact that both of them have been acting very heelish, Cody and Arn, this is, for quite a while, but still presented as faces, but he hasn't even been wrestling that way either. But like this, for the first time, I saw some actual good coaching from Arn, because it were more Cody who were acting them way, like you say, doing press ups, being disrespectful, and like Arn actually got involved. He's like, well, no, do you want to win this match? Stop messing about, and
Yeah.
being what a coach slash manager should do, like
Right.
get your head in the game. But Cody was still, like you say, he was still cheating. We've seen Arn help Cody cheat before. Like you say, he took the top turnbuckle off, didn't he, and such. And so I liked that they'd separated. That Arn's now aware the fact that it's not cool the way he's acting in the context of the character, the person he's supposed to be. So I did like
Yeah.
that. And like I say, Sonny Kiss, fantastic, very athletic, super graceful, you know what I mean? Arching that back like nobody, but which came into play at the end of that crossroads, naughty. Woo,
Yeah.
that would have sick
Yeah.
crossroads to take it. But yeah, so like beautiful 450 splash. So I thought the wrestling were good. I enjoyed the match. And like I say, we've been on about for a while, like I've sort of put it like Cody being addicted to the title, which is why he's acting the way he is. And I think that
Yeah.
story could sort of come back, especially if you separate Arn from it, as like Arn being the voice of reason. Like, no, you don't want to go down that path. You need to do things clean. So I did that. So I like so a lot to take away from it. So like I say, Cody's been, I won't say annoying me, slightly annoying me, because the fact that they've been pushed as faces and presented as faces, and like even the commentary put it over as that normally. So I liked
Yeah.
how they changed that dynamic now. So hopefully we'll see more of that, and then I'm okay with Cody still having these good matches every week if that story comes into play.
That's right. John Howell here, super fan John Howell. What's up, John? Predictions on who eventually
Love
takes
you,
the
John.
title off of Cody and how long it takes before that happens. Honestly, at
Ooh.
this point, it's tough because right now, look at it's incredibly stacking Cody's record. If they want records to matter, I was looking at that, and it's like Cody is stacking up a win here every single week of the show now. So he's going to be like the number one slot in the rankings pretty soon if he isn't already in the singles. So it's tough to do that. And who are they going to get to take the title off him? Who could they do it? I would love to see I think Brian Cage should have a title. Maybe it's the world title. I don't know. Not yet. Who could take it off Cody? Nobody here yet. Maybe an EC3. I'll wait for EC3.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's in place to at that moment.
Right.
You know, anyone who's with any sort of credibility. A lot of you, like some of your singles guys, are in tag teams and such. And like, I think, yeah, there's no one quickly built up, so that needs to be built up alongside Cody for them to eventually clash. So yeah, no calls on it just yet, but we'll see. Yeah, see how that develops.
How long do you think Cody will have the title then?
I think he's going to have it for a bit. I think like when he's going to lose it, it's going to be a big deal because, like, say how he's been with it so far. So maybe build to the next main show. You know what I mean? Like, say, so we've got time to build up someone else alongside. That's like you sort of want to take it off him, especially if he's going to keep acting heelish like this. And even Arn's aware of it. You want someone like, an out babyface to sort of put him in check, really. You know what I mean? Right. And it's like losing the belt will then humble Cody to realise how he's been going. You know, that sort of story should be the way to go.
Yeah, totally.
As to who, we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally up in the air. Cody versus MJF.
MJF could be a good one to take him. I saw they're quite kind of intertwined, but MJF, I don't think needs a belt just yet either. But because he's, the way he carries himself and his ring, he's got the presence. I don't know if his thing, but I won't be upset at that really.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I mean? Especially like you say, your man Jungle Boy got a TNT victory over him, and that's how he finally gets his singles match win for a belt. That could be good. So maybe
that'd be really huge.
Maybe Liam. Yeah.
We're sort of like weaving the ropes here of AEW now. We're telling the stories here. Cody better not get hurt anytime soon, then, especially if he's going to be competing every week. And that's exactly it. It's a tough schedule to put him on. He missed 1 week, the second week of Fyter Fest last week, right? He didn't wrestle last week, but technically, right? So he hasn't been wrestling every single. But I mean, to take 1 week off after 5 straight, it's pretty hardcore. Still very hardcore. The guy's got crazy work ethic, and he's mad attractive, but I think he's annoying. I think he's annoying still. All right, so then we go to next up, Tag Team Heaven or Hell. Oh, hey, I like that line. I love that fucking kind of commentary. It's hilarious. It picked up on that. That was pretty funny there. So we had the Lucha Bros taking on FTR. Here we go. And honestly, this is one of those matches we see in the entrance there. We got in my notes here, I've got Butcher and the Blade, Lucha Brothers. They all cruise down in the stolen truck. I'm really, really liking that Butcher and Blade look. It gets it.
Same.
The Butcher, it just you look at Butcher and it's just like, dude, this guy owns a hot tub. This guy just straight up owns a hot tub, man. You just look at that big ass. I want to do this. Like, I want to do that right now, but my wife won't let me. Just to shave this into just a mustache and be like, this is my thing now, babe. And I play saxophone now, right? That's my thing. But I had an awesome time with this match, man. This is a dream match to me. It's one of those matches where FTR has been talking about Lucha Bros as examples of people that just sloppy tags, who are just this flippy style of tag team that's really sloppy. And man, they pulled it together for this one, man. I thought it was just super tight. Again, we see Tully Blanchard still looking around. That's pretty cool. Dax Harwood looked gory there, man. For holy smokes, bloody there. But again, right here in my notes, this match is a perfect example of why the best wrestlers in the world are in AEW right now. The fact that Lucha Brothers are already here, FTR just arrived, and there's all these dream matches FTR can have now. I'm just going to have fun with it, man. Crazy tag team moves from FTR, man. Like, these guys are just in tune with each other. And that's what we're seeing. And of course, we saw the finish with Dax ripping the mask off of Rey Fenix, rolling him up for the pin. But I mean, dude, this match was just like, this was pay-per-view quality to me. What do you think, team?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was very hard hitting, wasn't it? Very hard hitting. Like I said, both teams are fantastic. And I liked how the story's been told because FTR are coming up and you've got Young Bucks coming up. And like that's what they want to, that's the ultimate showdown. They're saying who's the best in the world and stuff. But like Lucha Bros, after getting the win last week, and here again, very protected. Very protected. Yeah. So no, it's not like that anyone even looks bad. Like ripping the mask off. It's like, even though it's disrespectful, and they did put that over, they didn't push it as like, oh, it's the wrong to do that. It's not like they feel like heels. Even with the stuff post-match pouring the beer, it still didn't feel heel. It's just like, no, we're badasses, so deal with it. But it was a good way to protect the Lucha Bros, to keep them over here and strong, but away from this, because you need FTR to win here, don't you?
Yeah.
to keep telling the story with the Young Bucks and then possibly going on for the tag team belts. But what a great way to protect the Lucha Bros. They were fantastic. They had the little botch at the beginning that looked a bit awkward, but then you soon forgot about that after a few fantastic sequences. Because they're great. Like I say, everyone looks awesome. Dax, you know what I say? It's Dax Harwood, isn't it? Yeah?
Yes.
Because, you know, I said the other week they're like porn star names. I've actually got him in notes here. Dax Hardwood. That's what I wrote down. Like, yeah, they do sound a bit like porn stars. But he had some great spells in this. Everyone looked great. And like you say, I thought maybe with Lucha Bros being the main example of the not following the rules, tag team rules, that maybe that might play into the story of the match. But like you say, the Lucha Bros were on it. They were all clean tags, and you knew like they stepped up that side of the game. And that's only going to be good for them, because obviously it's frustrated myself in the past when tag teams don't follow rules and stuff. So that's good to see, because Lucha Bros probably one of the biggest offenders of it. Yeah. So, yes, like I say, great match. And we saw Cash Wheeler do a bit of diving, didn't we, to outside for like dive into a DDT and stuff. Man. So maybe not just fists.
DDT was crazy.
Maybe not just fists. They were good. Yeah, they all.
Hey, as long as they're not flipping. No flips. Dives, okay. No flips. No flips.
So yeah, I really like this match. And like you said, all about Butcher. That is a great look. I think I love the all white look of them.
Yeah,
I think they look fantastic.
Do you think they work as bakers? I love the commentary on this. It's just unhinged, right? It's just unhinged.
Commentator was spot on all night.
Man, it was, and it's rough around the edges sometimes, the commentary, but it feels pure. It feels like this is just these guys talking, and it's not all in your ear of here's what you're saying next, here's what you're saying next, right? So good. Again, Elite comes out, the Bucks return the keys of the truck there, so FTR's got their keys again. Kenny comes out, brings the beers, but of course they dump them on him so that they don't accept this peace offering from him. And then Cash can't start the truck. I thought that was pretty funny. How they're just like, and then the camera just starts backing away, and he's just like, hey, come on. And they just cut like right there. Again, this little production things that come and go, but it really does show the heart of the organization. You know, I think it just shows that, hey, stuff happens, and they're working in very small, confined areas given COVID and everything else. And I think they're making it work, man. It's really entertaining stuff.
Well, I liked that. Like, I liked the end as well, because like with the Omega stuff, FTR can probably, you've had Young Bucks versus Hangman and Omega, haven't you? So like FTR, I think they'll obviously win the feud between them and the Young Bucks. Yeah. And then this almost starts the storyline off between them and Omega and Hangman. So when this happened, I'm thinking, okay, that's already established now that Omega don't like these. And at the time, in my head, I'm thinking, well, because they're like men's men, and Hangman's more like a drinker and it was an hour start. So I started thinking about what a great dynamic when you eventually get to that story. You could have, and we saw it a bit later on, but we could have the dynamic of Hangman sort of fitting in, because it feels outside of the Elite, Hangman fitting in with FTR, and actually becoming drinking buddies and friends. But it was like, that'll be Omega, who we're seeing starting to go a bit crazy. He'll have to be in a feud with someone who's friends with a guy,
right?
So I feel like could be some great dynamic with that. And like I say, later on in the show, we saw Hangman and that have a drink with him, and I thought, oh, boom, boom, perfect. Yeah, it's great. Obviously, we've got a bit of story to go before then, but there's already so much in place there. Like, there's so many great potential opportunities. So yeah, so I really liked this end. Yeah, I thought this match was fantastic.
No, it was awesome, and I think, like you said, the fact that they have all these pieces, they're already putting them in motion. We're already seeing these seeds planted, and they're already sprouting. It's just like, more, please, throw me more. Just give me more of this shit. I want more of it.
And again, the Lucha Bros are so protected that by the time whoever's champion after all this, you've got some strong opponents ready to go there as well.
Yeah.
Who could also be champions. It's a tag division's amazing.
Exactly. So, brings us into our next segment here. Chris Jericho gets juiced. The Demo God. Man, they're really big on this. He's big on this whole demographic thing about the ratings, about how, sure, the numbers versus NXT's Wednesday night show might be lower, but in the demographic they're looking for, 18 to 49 males, they're raising there. They're still winning in that one. So he goes off on OC. Of course, Orange Cassidy comes out and get the hell out of my... Okay, so this is why I love AEW. This is why AEW is I'm a fan of Crass. I'm a fan of this kind of stuff. So the fact that Jericho can say, "Get the hell out of my arena, you piece of shit," to Orange Cassidy is just like, come on now. We're swearing now, right? This is it now. And then of course I'm surprised nobody got injured when that all that orange juice, that orange Gatorade, whatever came down. I'm sure it was like orange drink or something. It didn't look like orange juice. It dunked him. And all of a sudden, Ortiz starts swimming around like a jobber. Like he's just like he's doing like the whole thing. Who was it? Shane McMahon did or Vince did whatever with the beer. Or I forget which one of the jobbers it was. That was like swimming against the whole the beer truck thing. But it was like, dude, it's like, oh no, this is just cringe, man. What do you think of the segment here? OC getting his sort of juice.
I thought this was brilliant. I loved every second. I was laughing all the way through, laughing out loud, but while still Jericho seeming very serious the whole time. Like he massively put Orange Cassidy over, massively on about like, oh, everyone would love to see a rematch. Well, you're not getting one. And then obviously we had Orange Cassidy come out then, didn't he? And all he did was just give the little thumbs down. And then the orange juice comes down. And I loved Arteezy's overselling here. I loved it. I was laughing my head off. I feel like he's one of the only people who could get away with it because he's always overselling and a bit daft and a bit crazy. It's part of his character to overdo stuff. Not like he's trying to make it look like he's slipping. He's almost like he's that dramatic and a bit unhinged that, it works. So I love this. And Orange Cassidy, perfect. He didn't do anything. He's probably got someone else to set the orange juice up and that. But like, he's gone from Chris Jericho saying there's no way. Because when he came out, he reaffirmed, didn't he? There's not going to be a rematch. I'll tell you to your face. But like, we found out he's got his rematch based on just pissing him off. Yeah. And like the bit with the towel, when he's like, get me a towel. $7,000 this jacket, and he wipes his face. But then his team are like, no, in a circle, like, no, don't. And he's got Orange Cassidy's face on it. And then when he flips, because Jericho, and he's done it a few times when he just shouts the name over and over again. Cassidy! Just screaming at that. Brilliant. I loved every second of this. And like I say, without doing anything, he says lazy, he hadn't done out there, and he's got his rematch. Brilliant. I loved every second of this. I thought it was fantastic. Chris Jericho is just always on point. Like you said, a demo god. You guarantee Walter's already ordered the T-shirt for Demo God, you know what I mean? He can just like come up with something on a weekly basis of just getting something over, man. He's like, yeah, he is a god. He can just drop the demo. He's just a god. He's a goat, man.
I'm waiting for Sally Shoehorn to come into play, man. I pitched that to him. I said, like, come on, the next thing you got to put over here is going to be Sally Shoehorn somehow. Find a shoehorn somewhere and name it Sally and start selling shoehorns, man. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. At least
loved it.
Ortiz can't swim. Remember, he was scared of drowning in the OJ. That's awesome, John.
On it.
The biggest shock of the night was Jericho actually talking about the ratings war on television.
MJF mentioned it, didn't he? MJF mentioned it slightly, just a one-liner, because they obviously refused it as well. But like you say, when you actually look at the numbers, NXT beat them. But like you say, they're focusing on the key demo, which is great of Jericho to do. Say, oh, well, don't matter. You might have won the actual war, but I'm going to turn it into an angle for me, the bit that's important. Yeah. So, yeah, I loved it. All of it.
So we see Jurassic Express is backstage. Chris Jericho in the commentary booth, soaking wet in orange juice here, still this orange drink. And he's talking about how sticky, like, oh, you can only imagine. You can just feel, you know what I mean? Like, just, yeah, it's just, did not look like a good scene. But he joined the commentary booth for the next one there, which was honestly, this was one of my choices for a match of the night. I think that a lot of them were, but I mean, this was definitely up there for me. Just a crazy athletic match between six dudes who can really go. Saw Hangman Page drinking, just enjoying the match, just chilling backstage. What I love about Jericho being on the microphone is that even though he's this great heel, he still manages to put over the faces, and he's just puts over the good guys so well on the microphone, bringing up their strengths, keeping it balanced so he's not burying anybody. It's just really well done. And I just love seeing Kenny Omega wrestle, man. Just I could watch Kenny Omega wrestle all day long. That's why Jericho and Omega was so big to me. You know, that was just these guys from Winnipeg that were just giving her. So now to see Chris being on commentary talking about this guy from Winnipeg kicking ass was so cool, man. It was good stuff. Man, Luchasaurus, though, proving he's just such a beast, you know? Such a beast. There were so many good moments here. Talking about Jericho again, talking about if a Kleenex does a 450 splash on you, you know, doesn't mean it's going to pin you. Like, oh my gosh. And oh my gosh, the slow counting, bald looking dummy. It's going to be a song, man. It's going to be a song. I tell you, anything that guy touches is gold. What did you think about what I think is the biggest match of the night, the 6-man tag?
Yeah, I love this match. It was awesome. But like you say, look at the talent in the ring. It's all you're going to get in it. And like, there were so many crazy spots. One of these matches I had to take notes on was like how many, like I really like the fast, the technical start we had between Jungle Boy and Nick Jackson. And I like how then when you tag the next man in, Marco Stunt versus Kenny Omega, had a nice little thing. I like how it was respectful that, okay, you tag Lucha in, okay, Matt Jackson comes in. Like, I did like that beginning of the match. And there some great spots. Well, I'm trying to think of something like the triple pile driver they did on Luchasaurus and such, showing off that he's a big man. You need to get lots of people involved. I think, and that Canadian Destroyer from the ramp, Marco Stunt, like we saw that one last week onto the crowd. And like, how do you top that? Like you say, you did the one off the ladder. You did this. Were great.
Yeah.
This looked thing, and it was like such because like the other when you're landing on the crowd of people outside, they're softening your blow. Matt Jackson's going a long way there, all the way down onto his head. Man, that was insane. I love this, and I think some of the most interesting bit about this was post match, because obviously, well, I will say how the finish happened. Obviously, Kenny Omega killed Marco Stunt basically with that sick beat trigger, and then one winged angel, boom, he brought him down.
Oh, those were some blows. Oh.
Wasn't there? Like you say, Chris Jericho said it spot on commentary. It's like wrestling your 5-year-old nephew. You're infinitely strong. You can do whatever you want. So
yeah.
But yeah, so after the match, once they'd won via that, Kenny just sort of like he's looking at heels and then taps his head and then goes crazy and starts wailing on Marco Stunt. Like out of nowhere. Has he been affected by what's happened earlier on in the night and like seeing him Hangman with them and stuff? But yeah. And then afterwards when they're pulling him off, they're like, what you doing? And he's a bit like, it wasn't like necessarily full heelish. It was like he'd gone crazy. Because he was sat in corner going, oh, that wasn't very sportsmanlike, was it? Like insane. Right. So I thought that's really interesting because is it like a heel or is it just his snaps in the moment and he can be shaken out of it? Or is he just going mental? So I thought the match were great. The match stuff were great. And like I say, good thing about AEW feels like a breathing world. Like that's going on. That's Kenny Omega involved in like different things in different matches with different people and like great character work via it and storyline potential. So I love this. This show were great, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, this was a good one. There's so much going on in the commentary. The Tiger Driver 98 comments, I love those. Those matches, man, those Tiger Drivers were sick. Like, this was just such a crazy match. Like you said, that Super Canadian Destroyer was just crazy. And, oh my gosh, poor Marco, man. Just like, that ending was just bang, bang, bang. And then that one-winged angel's like, it looked like when he wrestled that blow-up doll, and he's just kind of like, there was no effort at all needed to put this thing down, just like fly down. I've got like, Jesus in my notes, like, oh no. That's my notes right here. But again, Kenny with that awesome, badass, crazy vibe, like you said, throwing the right hands to Marco after the match. It was just super fun. I think there's a real big story they're telling, and I think it's exactly what we needed here, man.
It made me want a 6-man tag belt for Jurassic Express to have a belt as a unit, all of them, not like have to do, Freebird rules. Just like it made me want that because they're such a good team. The difference between all three of them, what an act! What a great act!
Really
man, I loved it.
John, exactly. When he's thinking it was eventually going to be Hangman and FTR versus Kenny and the Bucks, Kenny goes crazy.
I like it. Brian.
Yes, sir. But yeah, definitely the Wild Man from Winnipeg is winning. Oh man, no, Chris on the man, just.
He's shouting like Omega's my new favorite wrestler. I really liked that. But after that awesome Orange Cassidy segment, that first 2 minutes on commentary when you could see him and he's covered in juice, that was so funny. His dynamic with Excalibur when he's on about all like the replays and stuff. Oh, you understand? So good. And when you watch the replay, that juice, it lands. The placement of Jericho is spot on. It all lands on Jericho. Like Hager and that have got some splashes. It all lands on him. Perfect. So good. Bang. So good. Like, so good.
You know what?
OJJR.
Yeah. You know what the guys in the 18 and 49 demographic like? They like video replays. Let's show it again. Boom. Again. Boom.
Later on, it'd be like, it'd be a shame to see a replay. Oh look.
I love that. Yeah, later on, it's like, they're drinking buddies. It's like, well, me and JR are drinking buddies. Can I come? No, you can't.
Commenting with Gold all night and Jericho. Oh, it's so good at it.
There's so much fun, so much fun, man. Lisa, I've been expecting Hangman to be the one to turn for months with the whole trying to leave the Elite thing. So Kenny snapping was a nice twist for sure. Yeah, exactly, man. Kenny, this is just, it's getting like so nice, so much deeper, you know?
Yeah, there's lots of ways to go from here. Like, is it a heel turn or is he just a bit crazy? You know what I mean? Can he be saved or it's good? I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. All right,
not as much as your hat. Not as much as your hat, though.
So, like, what the fuck's going on with Kenny Omega, right? Holy shit, man! No, this is definitely going to be something of contention. Yeah, something of contention for sure, man. I'm excited to see where they're going to go with this because, like I said, Kenny has, and he can even bring up the fact that, man, he had a rough first year, man. Slow first year for him, where he should have been, right? Like, he was all over the world internationally, world champion, and he comes here to AEW, and he kind of has a slower start. So it's like, now it's time to kick it into overdrive, man. I'm all in for that. Just kick the crap out of Marco every week, man. Let that be the thing. Let that be the thing. So we saw Jon Moxley. Moxley's backstage cutting a promo. And then, for some reason, we got transported into an alternate dimension where we got to see an episode of AEW Dark on television. where for some reason, because... I
was confused.
Yeah, we get the enhancement... Okay, so this is not going to be popular here at all, but my notes are... so we get an enhancement match with the owner's wife. Hey, this is awesome. So we get the Nightmare Sisters, Brandy and Allie, taking on KPH.
Nightmare Sisters.
KPH and MJ Jenkins. And, I mean, this match was... this was wrestling. This was something. I found it to be, if there was a time that I needed to go to the bathroom, it was probably going to be this point, even though I could pause the show because I wasn't watching it live. But no, it was, Allie got the pin. I'm always a fan of Allie wrestling. I think this whole thing is a little bit misplaced. Am I fully involved in the story that's going on here? Not really. But apparently now they're 4-0, so they're putting up a tear anyways. So they're getting success. So,
yeah, but put this on next week when it's back to Dynamite. It's like you say, it's an AEW Dark story, effectively. So, like, just to throw it in here, it just felt like really out of place. Especially with the quality of the entire, the whole show was quality, and this was just like, but like it was just a squash to fuel that Brandy and Ali sort of dissension a bit or whatever, or is Ali coming round or is, you know, in it. But yeah, so yeah, the Nightmare Sisters, and then I don't know, man, I don't know, not into this. Bless Brandy, she's a lovely lass and that, but it just seemed like. Whatever, all her ideas are a bit wank, aren't they?
Well, it's like, you know, it is what it is. They're trying it out, and like I said, I'm a fan of Ali. I like KPH as well, so I got
to show this Nightmare stuff. Like, it's like, well, Nightmare Sisters. What? Because she's been going out with QT for a couple of months. She's like, what? She's part of the Nightmare family now, is she? They're like, she's like, they've always got to push this Nightmare family thing. That Cody's not really a part of, it seems. But they've got to push that. The Nightmare. That's a big thing. Like you say, the royal family of AEW out there. It's like, I don't know.
You got to give it to Cody for at least distancing himself.
Yeah, he was like, having the wherewithal. All right, Brandy, that's a brilliant idea. Just do it over there, will you?
Yeah. Listen, you take Pharaoh. I'm going to go over here with my belt, and you have fun with the rest of them there. You figure that out there. So then we had, of course, coming up here, Nyla Rose with her announcement. I thought it was deja vu at first because it's like, Nyla Rose with a big announcement. I'm like, bring it on here. Let's do it. And at first she starts off with, and I'm not telling you, and who I was already typing. I was already that vile. I was like, if she's going to make us wait another week before we even get to see what's going on. But then she's like, I'll let her speak for herself. And I was like, okay, good. Start deleting on the keyboard. And I was very happy to see Vicky Guerrero here, man. That was so cool. I think it's a great pairing. I like how Vicky, with her lines there, you know, she's got to put lie, cheat, and steal in her promo, right, to end it. So it's just like, zing, like you know exactly where this is going. And I think it's a great pairing. Like I said, I think it's one of those things where Vicky's going to help Nyla in those places where she needs some protection and some growth. And it's a good pairing, man. Good for me. What do you think?
Yeah, well, like I said, with John asked us last week, we were speculating about who it could be, and no one mentioned Vicky Guerrero. And like I say, it is a nice reveal. I liked it, so it'd be interesting to see how they go. Because like we've said before, Nyla Rose has got no friends, so she needs someone to have like her own personal promos with, you know, someone to interact with. So this could be good. So I said, like, she don't need a manager, but Vicky Guerrero's different enough that it's still got some legs now.
Yeah, and it's refreshing as hell because, like, I'm a big fan of Vicky, and I saw when she made her brief appearances, with AEW and stuff, and it's like she was on the Jericho cruise. It's like, come on now, like let's get Vicky in here, right? Like she's got so much to offer here for everybody with her expertise over the years and her character on screen. Let's bring it on, right? I'm a fan.
And I like that the managers are actually a thing, aren't they? Like we saw Tully a lot. We've got Taz, we've got Arn involved in things. So it's good that it gives legends a way to be legitimately involved in storylines without without just being nostalgia pops. It's like, no, you can be actively, even though none of you can wrestle or take bumps anymore, you can be actively involved in storylines.
Yeah.
As a character, not just to go, hey, look who that is. So I like it. I like it. It's good.
Yeah, for sure. And Pete here just giving his take here on the Bunny on Allie. Every promotion needs that vampish heel, right? And Bunny would be better as that than Nightmare Sisters. Exactly. I mean, Allie is super talented in the ring, but she definitely has that vibe that she could be like this, like you said, in that role. That sort of.
She was rolling her eyes and stuff like she was like, hold my hand up as well. And then when Brandy give her a hug, she's like rolling her eyes like she's not into it. So that could be a good way to get Allie over eventually, is to beat Brandy in a singles match for a feud.
I think it's just tough
saying that way.
I think she's just lost right now. I think Allie's just lost right now, and just waiting for something. Maybe she's waiting for a tag team partner to come in, or she's waiting for a little bit of direction from creative somewhere she could go. Because I think she's definitely one of those wrestlers. She's got enough wrestling skill in my eyes, and maybe I'm wrong here. Let me know, comments. You know what I mean? Let me know, comments. But I think she could definitely be a contender for the title as one of those people who was like, oh yeah, like a Dolph Ziggler type. Somebody's going to challenge for it, but not really win it. So.
Well, maybe they're putting it on main show because they want us to be thinking. Because maybe it's a really slow burn where she is, in fact, her job is to destroy the Nightmare family from the inside out. And that could be a good story to launch her at the top, top of the women's card when it comes out the other side. If she were there to tear it apart, and the final nail is to beat Brandy in front of Cody or whatever,
Elise with a big comment that's covering Dean's face here. You look like you're just like. What's up? What's she saying? What's it look like on this side? So they're making marriages important again, because that was the lost part of wrestling. They're not making them look like the focus anymore. The focus is the talent, and it's not so much like, oh, look at the managers cheating to help them win. And I think it's great too because you look at people like Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer did so much, man. When Undertaker would take his strength from the urn, and Paul Bearer, you'd be waiting for Paul Bearer. You'd be like, where's Paul Bearer, right? Come on, we need him to help Undertaker here, like he's going to give him that little bit of power. And he was so entertaining on the side, too.
Yeah, totally agree.
Exactly. And, of course, that brought us to the main event that we've been waiting for, the overbaked main event, as it were. I feel bad for these guys because of the extra weeks this had to go through of just like, hey, so we know this is going to happen. We had this kind of pacing let out for it, and now we have to extend it some more, right? And that's why, I mean, given the pacing, was Brian Cage even supposed to get the the FTW title before this happened? You know what I mean? Like the way it all worked out, it was kind of sloppy. We said it was kind of weird how he got this championship before he won. It could be a good consolation prize, after this week.
It'd been better afterwards, I think. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But let me say this right now, okay? At the risk of putting myself out there too far, Brian Cage, what a fucking specimen, man! Wow, this man is meat, is what he is. Holy smokes! But Moxley is such a great champion, man. He's so intense. What a look, like what a feel that Moxley has now that he's just free reign. That now that he's given this chance to just be himself and to say, hey, here's what we could do. Look at what he's done with himself, man. Again, it's like just beautiful spots here with that barricade. I thought that was really cool. Really physical match here. Cage suplexing Moxley through that standing chair. Oof. Chairs aren't supposed to bend like that. You know what I mean? Chairs don't bend like that.
Flat.
It was a main event match. It honestly had a big fight feel to it. Cage kicking out of the paradigm shift. All of that happening was so big. I thought this match was just great. I really thought this match was great. And the ending, too, was fitting for me. The ending, at first, I was like, whoa, this is old school. Haven't seen that in a long time. But the way that the commentators had it and they justified it right away, I was like, you know what? That's legit. That's honestly legit. What'd you think of this I thought it was worth it. I thought it was very worth it, which is crazy because they had a lot of pressure. Like I said, being overbaked the way it was, a lot of people were waiting for this match for a long time. What do you think of it, Dean?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I like the pace of the match. It was so different, such a different pace to all the matches on for the rest of the card. I mean, like it was nice, slow, grindy. Like you say, Brian Cage is so powerful. We saw some great power spots from him. And Moxley, like you said, he's got presence now. He's got presence, like you say, the way he carries himself. More present than I saw in WWE ever with him.
Oh, fuck
like
yeah.
You say, he's like, he walks taller than he is. And like, they had a nice story with this. It was about they put over like he's had his arm surgically repaired and such. So that was a story of Mox. Like, it referenced Taz's own little breakdowns where he says he's not big enough to, at the paradigm shift. So he's like, all right, I'll just, I'll work on his arm or whatever. So that was the story of the match, which obviously led into the finish, which really protects Cage. Mox wins by sticking out to his game plan, but it protects Cage. Cage didn't lose. Cage didn't tap. His manager did, and the like say commentary afterwards. You were on about it before we spoke before. Put that over, like the importance of like, oh no, he's made the decision, so he doesn't have another 6 months of rehab. So it was like a clever decision from his manager. That's the manager's job to protect his fighter and stuff. So I really liked that. And when we were on about he kicked out of the paradigm shift, it was like we've discussed this before, the Dirty Deeds version, where without getting the elevation because he couldn't. So it's like that's the one that people are allowed to kick out of because it's not as devastating. It's when he gets the legs up, you're not kicking out of that. So it was a good way for him to eat his finisher, take it, and kick out without it being his foot. I still feel like this is the Dirty Deeds version, if you know what I mean. Right. So that's sort of, so it protects Moxley's finisher there as well, while making Cage look strong. I thought this was fantastic. Like Cage, what a specimen. Like I say, that beautiful moonsault, he ended up missing it, but he's athletic as well. He's not just a big lump, is it? His muscles have muscles, but we saw some great power spots. So I liked this. And afterwards we had, because obviously Cage attacked him with the belt then, didn't he? Because obviously he didn't want the fight to end. So he attacks him there, and then we had the lights drop. And at first I thought, is this the next person for Moxley? Because it felt like, but something big's happening.
But then it would
so I thought like, who's the next challenger, or at least to enter into the freeway, that might happen. But it was Darby Allin, which, like you say, is mad at Brian Cage because he injured him doing a wrestling move on him in a match, which were totally legal. So he's pissed off about it for some reason. Probably just because he's been out for so long. But like I said, has he been out? The storyline had him out. So and like you saw, like Moxley and Darby fist bump. So are they going to do stuff together? Is Moxley, could we see them do some tag stuff, or is it just going to be? Could you introduce him to make it a freeway sort of feud to keep? I don't know, because
I don't think so, man.
I don't think so either.
I think they really. This was okay. So now. This is where we're going to lose viewers, obviously. But, Jim Cornette has this view of AEW that AEW hasn't done enough to branch out to new viewers or to pure wrestling fans, right? AEW has a fan set of people that love the indie stuff like OC, like, you know what I mean? Like all this stuff, the Darby Allin stuff, right? Like they follow these guys. So I don't think Darby Allin is big enough to warrant them doing what they did. I think when the lights went out, I was fully prepared for somebody to enter the main event picture, whether they be ready or not. But I thought it was going to be somebody that was going to be looking right at Moxley or have Moxley or the title or something big, because it's supposed to be the big match that we've been waiting for. It was an awesome match. Great match. Fuck, man. Like, it was just like, hit me with something. And Darby's up there. And I'm like, okay, so Darby's going to challenge for the title next. That's great, because he's been gone for a while and he's super over. And then he hits Brian. And I'm like, okay, now he's still after Brian. Okay, well, now he's just about Brian. Like, he's not even going to take the title. And what the hell? He's not even going to, you know what I mean? Like, I get your face, but at least clear them both out. If he cleared them both out and held the belt up, then I would have been like, yes. But the fact that he was just kind of like, all right, mid-card feud is going to take over the main event spot. Like, I don't know.
But I said they've done things out of order, though, and I think that's because obviously the Mox match got pushed back. It'd have been better if the FTW Championship hadn't have been about, and then like next week Taz could be like, look, you didn't lose that match. You're a champion to me. I try to save you because I cared about you, so I wanted to protect you. So I'm going to present you now with the FTW World Championship. Then the lights drop out and Darby Allin smacks him over the head and says, I'll take this belt. And then you've got that feud there.
Yes.
That'd be so much better.
Yes.
So I don't know, just because they're having to have the match like 2 weeks after the thing, they needed something to do. But last week it was lame when he got presented that belt. But it would have been so much better if they just waited till afterwards and based off this finish, say why he deserves a belt. And then Darby, to get involved and say it's over that. And that could have kept Brian Cage away from the main event while he's still got a belt that he can fight over.
That would have been so much better.
Yeah, it would have been so much better. But I mean, they do a lot of things perfect, so they can't always get it right. And especially when
that's true.
COVID just fucking us all time in it.
Oh my God.
From every angle, it'll screw everything up.
COVID is going to be the biggest crutch for everybody to use in the history of time now, man. I could forget to wipe my ass and be like, oh, COVID happened, COVID fucking totally forgot to do that, I guess. COVID. Oh my gosh, though. But yeah, no, we've said it though. It was a good match. I really liked it. Was Darby enough? I don't think he was, but it was awesome show. All in all, I liked it.
I loved it. The show was great. Like I say, apart from Nightmare Sisters thing, this were a really good show.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Cage looked strong. He wasn't going to tap. He was never. Yeah, exactly. He would have just broke his arm, and it would have been like, okay, now you're out. Now you're done. Cage is incredible. Not a big. He's not a typical big guy. He can move. But you know how I feel about my guy Mox, for sure.
We're in golden age of big men. Look at Cage. Look at Luchasaurus. Look at Wardlow. Look at Keith Lee. Dijakovic, man. We're in the proper golden age of big men.
That's right, we
are.
are.
Can do it all. Yeah.
That's it.
That's the only reason why his hats look so small, ladies and gentlemen, is because he's so swole.
That's right. That's right. It's an optical illusion here. It is an optical illusion. This little tiny straw hat here. Little tiny hats here on the Triple D. All in all, though, like I said, this was a great episode. This was a super show, I thought. It really made up for what I thought was a pretty weak second week of Fighter Fest. They didn't have to bleed on. That could have just been a Dynamite. They could have put, you know what I mean? But I get what they were in a bad spot with having to push the title match back. So I can't blame them on that. But super fun time, man. Super fun time.
Yeah, I loved it. What would you give it a rating? If you had to give it a rating out of 5, what would you say?
Oh, man. 4 point.
Yeah, it's 4 points something in it. It's more than a 4. It's not a 5, but it's more than a 4.
It's more than a 4. It's not a 5 because the damn Nightmare Sisters match was so out of place. There was some stuff there. I mean, I think looking back at it right now, I can honestly say, you know what I mean? Nightmare Sisters was the thing out of place here. Looking really quickly here, looking at next week, we got Cody defending the TNT title again. Hangman taking on 5 of the Dark Order. We have Ivelisse and Diamante in a singles match there. It's going to be awesome. That's going to be super good. We got Young Bucks taking on the Butcher and the Blade, which again, I just love that. Just that style of the Butcher there. And Jurassic Express taking on Hager and Jericho. That's going to be super fun too, man.
Yes, please. Yeah. Looking forward to that. That should be good. More of that. That should be good.
So, all right. From myself here, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I think we broke a record with 6 live viewers today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We have Pete, we got Lise, we got John, of course, everybody else here. Love you guys so much.
It's the hat. The hat's bringing in the viewers, man.
Telling you, man. Crushing it with this little fucking straw hat. You guys enjoy your weekend here. It's Thursday. It is a beautiful weekend. You guys take care. We'll see you next week.
Love you all, man.
This little hat, I tell you, it's the hat.